computer. Okay, got it. Hi, Kenny. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. Thank you. So go to the PPT lecture notes and the videos and download the chapter 9 examples.
Okay.
So let me mark your attendance first. Where's Kenny? Kenny. Yeah, yes, Kenny. Okay. So let's look at chapter 9. So chapter 9 is talking about the monopolistic market. Hi, Hansen. How are you, Hansen?
Hello, how are you?
Good, good. So
that's not my name.
No, not you. That's why I'm thinking why Amanda is a guy. Okay, Hansen, right?
Yeah, that's me. Thank you.
Amanda Hansen. Okay, great. So Hansen download the chapter 9 examples from the PT lecture notes and the videos. Also, I guess this one also in the module 5 assignment.
Yeah, I'll download it. I'm not on my laptop. When I get a chance, I'll download it. Thank you.
Okay, so first for this one, we need to do some calculation. So just to calculate these numbers. So all the values highlighted in blue, that's the calculation. And then all the values, in black, that's the given value. So like for this one, the given value is price, a quantity, and total cost. So for other items, you need to do the calculation. And then it's actually very easy because I already provided the formula beside, under each value, right? So like for this one, total revenue, just price times quantity. So that's easy, right? Like the first one, we can have this value just, okay, price times quantity, right? And then enter. So this one, since I already put this value as default, see, customer, this as default. So if I just put number here, see, it will be a 0, right? And then after this calculation, the first calculation, you only need to do the first one, right? Just after the calculation, click the cell, and then move cursor to here. See, do the Excel recalculation, press it and drag, so then you will have all the values. So this is the calculation. This is very easy. The problem is I want to show you this one. For this one, I actually specifically don't want to calculate the first one. Why? Because so in the denominator, the delta Q. So see, there's no previous value because when we calculate the delta value, always the current value minus the previous value, right? Always like this. So since this one is the first one, so there is no this marginal value here. So that's why I make it blank. But I don't want to calculate for you. I want to show you an example. Example, I give this value. I directly, okay, see, total revenue minus the previous value. I just do this calculation. So this is, if you do this calculation, that's wrong. When you do calculation, you cannot do this way. As I teach you, for the delta value, you need to do, let me insert one column. So we need to do this way. Start from the second value, no problem, but we need to do this way, see? A parenthesis, right? And then divided by another parenthesis. Because, so see, this is a fraction. And then each parenthesis, you need to hold the numerator together and then hold the denominator together. So that's why I have two parentheses here. And I just move cursor, see, into the first parenthesis, the numerator. See, the numerator is delta TR. So that's TR, current value, minus previous value, right? And then you have the denominator here, right? We move the cursor into the denominator. The denominator, that's the delta Q. Okay, delta Q, that's Q, right? See, current value minus previous value, right? So this is the calculation, the right calculation, and then enter. And then you find out, oh my God, that's the same value. And even we do, see, we do the Excel recalculation, right? Same value. Why? Anyone can tell me why? So this one, see, I just using TR minus the current TR minus the previous TR, and then get the same value. But this calculation is wrong. We cannot do that. So why it gets the same value, but we cannot using this calculation? We should using this calculation. Why? The reason is, let me tell you, the reason is, see, look at the denominator, the Q. The Q just one by one. Every next period, just add one more. So that's the reason give you the same result. Even give you the same result, you cannot do this way because this is a special case. Most of the cases, the Q cannot add just every period only one more, right? No, this is very, 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 very rare and very, very special. So that's why you cannot do this calculation. So this calculation is wrong. Like if you do calculation, this calculation like this, I will completely take off the point. No, this is the correct one. See, you need to do calculation like this. Okay, so and then total cost is given and average cost just okay divided by Q. So why we don't have the value for this one? Because Q cannot denominator cannot be 0, right? The first Q, see, the first Q is there 0, so we don't have this value. And then from the second one, so just the total cost divided by Q, and the marginal cost. See, marginal cost, very similar to marginal revenue. This is the calculation. But the numerator, that's total, delta total cost. And denominator, that's delta Q. So still do the calculation like this. Okay, and then profit. Profit, just TR minus TC. TR minus TC. So this will be the profit. And then we find out we have a 0 here, right? We have a 0 here. Excuse me. So I specifically mark it down 0. No, 0. 0, that's break even. When profit equal to 0, TR equal to TC. So break even. Why I mark down the break even? Because in chapter 9, we talk about monopolistic market, right? But normally when you learn the macroeconomics, you learn the perfect competition. So for the general market, that's perfect competition. In the perfect competition market, so the firms will produce at break even, always have the profit equal to 0, break even. That's an ideal position. Why? Because perfect competition, there's no barrier to entry. So every firm, as long as they see, oh, there's profit, positive profit, they will enter into the market. So we'll drive down the profit. And then if someone see, okay, now we have negative profit, how can we do? And then the firm will exit from the market. And then the profit will increase and then still break even. So the ideal position for a perfect competition, that's the break even point. So every firm just want to earn zero profit. So you might think, a zero profit, how can they survive? Well, they have goodwill. They have the market share, they have the reputation, they have the inventories, they have the manufacturing there. So that's different. Economically earn the zero profit, but they still, from the accounting part, they still have goodwills, still have something there. So that's why they can survive. So that's the reason. But remember, in a perfect competition, break even zero, right? But today we are not talking about the perfect competition. We're talking about monopolistic. So monopolistic, there's only several firms, only one firm in the market, right? Only one firm. And there's a barrier to entry. So the firms, if they see, okay, monopoly market, they earn money. So how about we enter into the market? We also do the same business? No, you cannot do that. Either there's a policy regulation, they don't allow you, prohibit you enter into the market, or you just have no such ability. Like in the healthcare area, the patent. Now, patent actually is a government secured thing. Like you cannot do it, right? And somehow that's sometimes like there's natural monopoly. So just you don't have that stuff to do. You don't have that source, the resources. So this is the reason for monopolistic market. There's barriers to entry. So their production is different. Now, how it looks? So if you click the second spreadsheet, the graph. So let's look at what's the difference for the monopolistic market. Okay, so now let's look at this one. So I just directly copy those stuff here, and then I insert this graph. But actually, all I need is price, quantity, MC, and MR. How about I just do it here? Normally, I just copy. See, I don't need that much. I maybe only need two marginal cost. Okay, I just copy. And then let me add one more spreadsheet. See here, click the plus sign. Add one more spreadsheet. I normally I paste from the second row, right? But here I from the second row, second column. From here, second row, second column. And then when I paste it, I just paste, see, 1, 2, 3, value only. Paste here, value only. If your version is different from mine, or if you're using Mac, so you just paste first, and then you may want to change here. See, option, and change the option to the 1, 2, 3. Just the value only. Otherwise, you copied, like other calculations. So these things maybe make your data more complicated, and even without the value there, right? If you only paste 1, 2, 3, the value, so it won't happen. Like this, where they paste here, but we don't need such a lot of values. All we need is price, and we need quantity. The problem is the quantity. Actually, we need to do this way. See, copy quantity. copy, and then move here. Move here. Why? Because we want quantity to be the horizontal axis, the x-axis. So that's why we leave this column for quantity. And also remember, as long as you want one series to be the x-axis, you need to remove the easy way. Just remove the title. You can clear, just remove it, just delete it. Or I always do this way. I cut. See, I cut this value and I paste on the top. That's why I always leave the first row blank, because I want to paste this title here. And so this way, this one's blank, right? To leave it blank. So I can use this series as the x-axis value, right? And then here, since we don't need that, we delete. And then total revenue, we delete. And the marginal revenue, that's what we want. And this one is, this one is the calculation, we don't need this one. Total cost, we don't need it. And then average cost, we don't need it. Marginal cost, okay, we only need this. And somehow some students don't like the calculation. Okay, here you can remove it. See, remove it. Only leave the marginal cost here. So this is easy, right? And then insert the graph. So when you try to insert the graph, see, select all the values, choose all the values. And be careful here, choose the value from here, right? And then just insert. So this is the graphs. This is the graphs. So normally I just click this one, select all graphs. And then here I just click all charts, all charts. For these charts, since we have more than 2 variables, so it doesn't matter. You can still using the XY scatter, or you can just directly insert a line graph. See, I normally just insert a line graph. Okay, you see, this is the line graph. And then I have price here, marginal revenue here, and the marginal cost here. So this is the graph. And for this graph, what happened is I don't like it. It makes the graph more complicated. Why? Because the first value, see, we have only one price is 100 and other value just 0. How about just delete it? Let's see how to delete it. See, I just move cursor to here, to 3, and then choose this cell, and then delete it. So the graph become like this. Pretty easier, right? Now I actually have the graph here. When you click the graph, now let's look at the graph. So see, this is exactly the graph. But in this graph, I include the ATC. ATC here. I can remove here. I just choose the ATC and delete it. See, delete it. Now let's look at in this graph. Let me make it a little bit smaller. A little bit smaller. Maybe even further. Okay. So now see, this is revenue cost in monopolistic market, right? And then here, the blue line, that's the price. This is price. And then the brown or red line, that's the MR, marginal revenue. And then the purple line, that's the marginal cost. See, marginal cost. Okay, now let me make it a little bit larger. So this is the graph. So what happened is, where is the profit maximizing point for monopolistic market? This is a knowledge you need to remember. When MR equal to MC. So in the monopolistic market, the firm will choose to produce at the point at when MR equal to MC. So in this graph, how to find MR equal to MC? Intersection. See, intersection is exactly the point. MR equal to MC. You see, just the intersection of MR and MC. So this is the point. Why we can't, this is the profit maximizing point. Find this point. The next step is you try to find the quantity and price associated with this point and profit as well. Now let's look at, see, this is the price, right? Okay, so now what we want to do is we adjust it. Okay. Okay. So now let's look at after you find this point, when you try to find the quantity and price, you need to do the perpendicular line. So first do a perpendicular line. So do a perpendicular line perpendicular to the x-axis. See, it intersected this is x-axis. In the middle, see 0, right? In the middle, this is x-axis. So this perpendicular line intersect the x-axis at QE. So tell me, can you guess the price? Quantity, I'm so sorry. Quantity. What's this quantity? It's between 3 and 4, right? If you guess the quantity, guess a number. Tell me how much. Will it be 3.5? 3.5 should be in the middle, exactly in the middle, right? So how much for this one? Can you guess a value? Hmm? Come on. Let's see. How about Lucy do this question? Can you guess a value?
Maybe 3.7.
Yeah, 3.7. Great. Okay, this is the quantity, right? And then you want to find the price. So you find this point, and then you want to find the price. So how to do? You just extend this perpendicular line and then intersect the price line at here, at E. Intersect, this is the price line, right? Intersect it here. And then from E, you can do a perpendicular line and perpendicular to the y-axis. Since y-axis is price, so now guess the price. PE, guess the price. How about not who do it? Hansen, can you do this question? Hansen, can you guess a value? What's the price for this one? Hansen? Where's Hansen? Can you guess the price, Hansen? Now who join us? Harriet? Harriet join us. So what's the price for this one? See, it's between 60 to 80, but definitely not reach 70, right? 70 should be in the middle. So this one is about 60, how much?
65 maybe.
65 or 64, right? Okay, great. So see, this is the quantity, and the price for the equilibrium, monopolistic profit maximizing production. See, price about 60 and 70, and then quantity between 3 and 4, and then profit is about this amount. How can we find this amount? Actually, we need to go back to this table, to this table. See, I highlight quantity 3 and 4, price 6, 60 and 70, because the profit maximizing is between this area. So that's why we find, okay, the profit is 110 to 120. So this is the profit. This is the profit. And then you need to compare it with the perfect computation. So when what point will be the perfect computation? I already talked about it. So this is for the monopolistic market, right? Your profit maximizing point is around this area, right? But for the firms in the perfect competitive market, what's their profit maximizing production? Anyone still remember? For perfect competition, their profit maximizing point or their production should be where? Anyone remember? Harriet joined us. This is Harriet. I mark the attendance for Harriet. Okay. I mentioned at the beginning of the class. So where is the perfect competition firms? Where they want to, their production should be. No one remember? Come on. See here, break even. Right, break even. So this is the perfect competitive market. They produce at break even, 0, when profit equal to 0. So their profit definitely less than monopolistic, right? And monopolistic is around 110 to 120 a profit. But in the perfect competitive market, they earn 0 profit. And then we can compare the price and the quantity. So if we want to compare price, see, this is the price for a perfect competitive market. So what's the price for the monopolistic? Harriet, you just joined us. Can you answer this question? Harriet? Harriet? Can you hear me? Harriet? Can you hear me, Harriet? Oh, I'm sorry. How about Lucy? Can you answer this question?
What is the question again?
So for the perfect competitive market, right? So their price is this one. They produce at break even, and this is their price, right? So what's the price for the monopolistic?
40?
What?
Or would it be 40 or
40 for perfect competitive. What's the price for monopolistic?
It would be break even, right?
No, break even, that's a perfect competitive.
Oh, I'm not sure.
So we just finish this one. See,
Oh,
this is
yeah, it's like 64, 60.
yeah, their price is higher, right? And then for the perfect competitive, they have the quantity 6. See, quantity 6.
Mm-hmm.
But for monopolistic, what's the quantity? How much they produce?
3.7.
Yeah, it's around 3 and 4, right? So
Yeah.
then this is the comparison. As comparison, we find out. So for perfect competitive, they earn 0 profit. But for the monopolistic, they earn 110 to 120. And for perfect competitive, their price is 40. But for monopolistic, that's around 60 to 70. And for perfect competitive, they produce 6. They produce 6. But for monopolistic, they produce 3 to 4. Far more less than perfect competitive. So that's the reason. And then for the perfect competitive, that's the when TR equal to TC. So in the module 5 assignments, I also ask you to graph the TR and the TC. So we can do this way. We copy these things to another graph. So we need TR and TC, right? So we copy this value and add another spreadsheet and just paste here. Paste here. Now we don't need the margin now. This one we don't need it. We delete it. See, we need these 4 values, right? So quantity still should be the x-axis. So we'll put it here. And then we insert a graph. Insert a line graph. Since we have more than 2 variables, we can use the line graph. So this one, we just add it. So like this. See, this is, we can make it larger. Make it larger. So this will be the perfect competitive market. So in the perfect competitive market, we need to find the intersection between TR. Oh, why we have this way? Oh, sorry. I think I do this way. Insert graph. Insert graph. See, this is the graph. In this graph, we have a price, that's the blue line. We have the total revenue, that's the brown line. The total cost, that's the green line. So now, can you find the TR equal to TC point? We have another student join class. Audrey. Hello.
My
Audrey?
camera isn't working and I thought I'm in Arizona, so I had the timing wrong. I'm so sorry.
Okay, Audrey is here. So now, can you find the intersection of TR equal to TC? Great. Can you hear me? Great. Great. Can you hear me? No. So Audrey, can you find the TR equal to TC in this graph?
Let me see. TR equal to TC. When they're equal?
Yes.
When
it equal.
At like 2.5.
2.5. Oh no, the blue line, that's price.
Oh, okay. Sorry, then at 6.
It should be around 6, right? Here, right?
Yes.
Great. So I always like to do this way. See, this is it. This is the point. So this point, okay. Lucy, do you know this point has a name? What's the name for this one? Lucy? Do you still remember the name for this one?
No, but I know you mentioned it.
See, if you look at this one, even in this one, we have a name.
Profits or the break even?
Yes, break even, right? Right. So this, yeah, this point is break even. Break even. Or this point actually, because this is the perfect competitive market, right? This is the perfect competitive market. See, perfect competitive market. This is the perfect competitive market. So this one also is the equilibrium. We call it equilibrium. Equilibrium. So now we need to find the price, price and quantity. Actually, Audrey already talking about the quantity. So the quantity is 6, about 6, right? Let me insert a line. Illustration shapes. It's line. See, if I add a line and then do a perpendicular line to the, let me make it to make this line to be forming the sheet. To make it a dashed line. See, this way you will know this is a not a solid line here. See, if we do the perpendicular line, it's about 6 or maybe 6.1, right? So this is the quantity. Okay, so what's the price? The price. So this perpendicular line intersected the price at here. See, at here. So the price should be, let me check the price. Still add a line here. See, intersection, right? So, but this line, it should be intersect the y-axis about here. About here. How much? Can you guys tell me? Guess a price.
Like 249 or 248.
49 to 48. Yeah.
Like right under 250.
Yeah, about this much, huh? Yeah, great. So see, so this will be the price and quantity. So for the perfect competitive, price is about, as already said, maybe 49 or 48, like this. And then for quantity, it's about 6.1, right? Or 6, just, yeah. This is the profit maximizing point for perfect competitive market. A profit, we forget profit. How much for the profit? So this is just, since that's break even, profit equal to 0. So this is for perfect competitive market. Graph and this value. And we come back to the graph, we see for monopolistic, that's different. For monopolistic, as we from this graph, right? We learned price about, as Lucy guessed, it's about 64, right? And the quantity is about 3.7 maybe. And then profit, we're not exactly sure about the profit, but the profit should be around like 0 to 1 to 120. So this is the profit. So this is around, no, like this. How about using this sign? Using this sign about this amount. So that's for the monopolistic. That's definitely different from the, see, perfect competitive. So this is the comparison, how to compare it from a graph and how to compare it from the tables. Just to find the difference between the monopolistic market versus the, perfect competitive. I think this is the question for the Module 5 assignment. And another thing is for this, yeah, I also want to discuss something about Chapter 10. Chapter 10 is about insurance. So for the insurance, there is an example there. So the example is just like this graph. So you don't know what's gonna happen in your future. So you just guess. So 90% probability you will be healthy. If you are healthy, your utility will be 100. And then there's 10%. So you will be sick. So then your utility will be 89. So then how can you do? So calculate the expected utility. Then just 90% probability times 100 utility plus 10% times the utility of 89. And then you get this value. See, 98.9. So this will be your expected utility. So since you get this expected utility, then compare with the insurance price and the wealthy after the price, and then calculate the utility. So this utility just, okay, this is the calculation. So 100 times this one, B10, and then divided by, so this together, add these two together, and then got this value. So when you buy insurance, when your expected utility less than the value, so you buy. When you don't buy, when your expected utility less than what you can get from insurance, and then you do not buy it. So this is the decision, how to make the decision, you buy the insurance or not, using this rule. Okay, and then for a more healthier individual, they will have higher expected utility. See, normally they wouldn't buy. But for a very sick consumer, they will have a lower expected utility. So maybe all these value will greater than their expected utility. So they will buy. So that's the reason. Okay, and another question is still click the chapter 9, and then there is a Herfindahl-Hirschman index. So let's look at how to do the calculation for Herfindahl-Hirschman index. So this is the formula for Herfindahl-Hirschman index. Before we do this formula, we need to have something in mind. So remember, no matter how many firms in the market, their share added together should be equal to 1. Like this one, we have 4 firms, right? So all the firms, all the shares added together should be equal to 1. So we just sum. Let me do the calculation. See, equal to, see, sum. And then parentheses. You just see, choose all these values. Close the parentheses, enter, see, equal to 1, right? So this is something we need to remember. All the firms, their share added together should be equal to 1. Okay, now let's look at how to calculate HHI, the Herfindahl-Hirschman index. So for the share, first do this way. Each share, you take square of this one. So let me do it for you. See, equal to this value and see, take square. And then just do the Excel recalculation. So calculate all, right? At last, when you calculate the Herfindahl-Hirschman index, just okay, sum equal to, do summation, sum all these value together and close the parentheses, enter. See, this is the Herfindahl-Hirschman index for all these value. Now, let me give you a question. I ask you guys to do it. How about like this one? Instead of 4 firms, right? Suppose we have more firms. So first one maybe count 1, second one maybe just 1, 2, 3. Oh, let me do this way. How about 1, 2? How about we have 7 firms? And then the first one with 0.1 share, second one with 0.2 share, and then third one with 0.1, and this one with 0.123, and this one with 0.3132, and this one we don't know. Oh, this one we know. This one maybe 1.4, right? Okay, then we don't know this one. Now, how can you do? Do you know what's the share for firm 7? See, this is a firm, right? We have 7 firms. Now we know the shares for the first 6 we know, right? But we don't know the maybe this one. Give it 1, 1, 2. Okay. So do you know what's the share for number 7? How to calculate the number 7? As I told you, so the total for the whole market should be equal to how much? For this total share for the market, how much?
1.
Mhm.
They all should equal 1.
Yes, great, good job. 1, right? Then how to calculate this one? Let me teach you the calculation. Okay, so equal to 1 minus sum. It doesn't matter you're using the capital letter or small letter. Okay, so parentheses. See, add it together and enter. See, this is how to calculate this one. Okay, just 1 minus the summation of the previous, this value. And then you get the value for the number 7. Okay, and then for calculate the HHI, so it's easy, right? Just equal to this value, take square, right? And then drag it. So for the HHI, how to do the calculation? Now I ask you guys to do the calculation. So this is HHI, how to do the calculation. I leave it to you. How to do the calculation for the HHI. You instruct me to do it.
So is this where you write sum and then you add all of the ones from the lines together?
Okay, equal to and just type a sum, right?
And then parentheses.
Uh-huh.
And then you click and drag.
All the value, right?
Yeah.
And then
In parentheses?
close it, right? Enter.
Yeah.
Great, good job. So see,
Okay.
this is the HHI.
So that's
HHI
right?
for this one. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Good job.
Thanks.
Okay. Yeah. This is actually all the material we covered for module 5 assignments. And then we have about 7 minutes left. So I want to ask you guys, do you guys have any questions about the quizzes, about the exam, about the, paper, term paper? Any questions? Or
I
maybe just
don't. Thank you.
no questions? Okay, maybe about module 5. So Audrey, you're fine?
Yeah, I mean, I was a little bit late, so was there anything in the first
Yeah, we
like
covered
15 minutes that was really important?
yeah, I will record this lecture, so I will post it here. See, post it
Perfect.
here and also in the announcement. Also,
Okay.
yeah, so you can watch the video after class. Okay.
Sounds good. Thank
You won't
you.
miss anything. Okay, great. So, any questions about this course and the courseworks? No? Lucy, do you have questions? Harriet, do you have questions? No? Oh my God. So if no questions, can we stop here? Okay. 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 Thank you for attending this class and have a nice day.
You too. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.